we start officially, let me just say to everybody who's here, everybody in the attendees and on the panel, I really appreciate you and value you being here. God bless you, and let's have a wonderful night tonight. As usual, thank you for coming, and I love you all. Okay, thanks.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Caribbean webinar with Admira Walker and myself as co-host. We really appreciate each and every one of you for being here today, tonight, this afternoon, and for me in Australia this morning. So we're going to head over to Admira. Admira is going to start us off with a question. We want to firstly welcome our Leadership Council, Marty DeGamo, Julie Nguyen, and also Peter Sura for being here. As you would have noticed, Chris Johnson was going to attend. However, he is still away on holiday, enjoying himself every single day, as we see. So thank you once again, and over to you, Admira.
Thank you very much, Narelle. Hello, everybody. I'm Admira Walker, and I'm from the beautiful Caribbean island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's lovely to have all of you here this evening. And ONPASSIVE is a company that we love dearly. And tonight we are going to just learn a bit more about what it has to offer us and to the rest of the world. Okay, I would like to ask the leaders who are here tonight, Julie and Peter Shaw and Marty, just to introduce themselves, say who they are so everyone will know. And then we will begin with our first question. Thank you. Go ahead, Julie.
Thank you, Admira. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning for some of you. Thank you, Admira, for inviting me here. My name is Julie. I am coming to you from Orange County, California. And I'm just going to have Peter say hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Admira and Narelle. Thank you for having me here in the show. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Welcome, everyone, from the founders and with our great company ONPASSIVE. My name is Peter Sir, and I am from Detroit, Michigan, and looking forward to being on the show today with you. Go ahead, Marty.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marty DeGamo. Glad I could be here tonight. I live in New Jersey in the USA, and I'm happy to be here and ready to have some fun.
Okay. Thank you very much, Marty. Thank you, Peter, and thank you, Julie. All right, so we are going to begin. We have a great company called ONPASSIVE, and we would like to know, where is ONPASSIVE now since we have started this business, and what is our next step? Okay, so where are we in ONPASSIVE? And for our viewing audience, maybe you would like to just explain what ONPASSIVE is really about, and then say where we are, and since we have started, and what is our next step. Thank you.
So I guess I'm starting. So it's all started with an evolutionary back in 2017, when our CEO, Mr. Ash Mofar, looking at his New Year resolution for 2018. And at that time, there's lots of things coming on his mind at that time. He was looking at the journey that he had traveled in the past years, 20 years. And, you know, obviously, everything that our CEO, Mr. Ash Mofar, is doing is thinking of the humanity, the people around him at that time. So it started that way, and I'm just going to have Peter and Marty talk a little bit more of that journey. But my journey in ONPASSIVE started in March 2019, and at that time I was in the middle of, you know, different roads, not sure where to go, and a great friend of mine, Milo, introduced the opportunity, and it took me about, little bit more than almost 2 years to be able to understand and have the wisdom. And it's I didn't understand it. It's not because of ONPASSIVE, it's because of the journey that I was traveling has so many things that I need to clear out before I could have that space for myself, and just praying at the same time, just to have that wisdom. And so I started to understand ONPASSIVE at the end of 2020. And when I saw ONPASSIVE, it was such a treasure for what I have discovered and what it has given. It has products, it has customer. At that time, it was right around 20,000 founders in, and the journey is very interesting. And so I'm just gonna, just a little briefly on my part, and then we could go into further later on, but I'm sending it back to Admira.
Okay, thank you very much, Julie. I'm sure Peter would like to come in here. Peter?
Sure, absolutely. When we first learned about what Ash was doing at the very beginning, he have a master degree in marketing online, and he's also a graduate from Harvard School. And being a marketer online, he had a lot of success because he knows exactly what he was doing. But unfortunately, while he was doing everything possibly, he was getting well off about literally everything that he was doing. But he did not see much success from the people that he was bringing in. And with the talk with his family, in particular his wife, she said, there is something wrong in here. If you are winning and everybody else is not winning, that's not winning at all. So we need to do something different. You need to have something where everyone wins. So he started having his own vision that created ONPASSIVE. Late 2017, early 2018, he started having that vision of having a marketing plan, a platform. And that platform became ONPASSIVE. But it was completely different back in 2018 when it came about in July 2018. I joined literally 1 month after it started. We did not have a website. I started in August 2018. We did not have any website, nothing other than 2 videos from Mr. Ash Mufarag. And, when he was talking about the simple part of ONPASSIVE at the beginning, before what we see now, it was just a marketing platform. Just with that alone, I was already sold because I saw his vision. I saw what he was trying to do. He wanted everybody to win, not just the guys on the top. We've all been in different, I'm going to call them programs, just like Mr. Ash does. And they come and go, only the guys on the top, which is maybe 3 to 5% of any company that you join. These guys are the one making money. Everybody else is losing money. There is no duplication on anything that they do. So, and somewhere around late 2018, 2019, he started changing his vision. He said, I can do better than this. And then this is where the new ONPASSIVE was born, what you see now. And this is how it all started from the beginning until now. As you see, it is an IT company with multiple products driven by artificial intelligence, and we haven't seen nothing yet. We're just getting started. Go ahead, Marty.
Well, that's great. What the heck am I going to say now? I can figure out something maybe. Yeah, and when I came in February 2019, I never did hear the tapes of Ash. I had no idea who he was, but I got the concept of the business, and I said, wow. And the reason is I did market for 18 years. This year will be my 18th year. And in the beginning, you're trying to find out how does it work. And the last 10 years, I'm trying to figure out why doesn't it work for everyone? And I realized it's all the companies, MLM, network marketing, email marketing, they're rigged against the average person making money. They really don't care if you make money. If the 2 or 3% at the top can drive the company and drive the revenue, they're happy with that. And most of these companies, if you look back, if you've been online very long, they got about a longevity of about 6 months. If they go a year, they're doing really well. There's a handful that's been going on for decades, but most of them die within 6 months. And what happens, you get in these businesses like everyone else, you're looking to make extra income, and you're told if you do this and this and this, you will be successful. And it's not only deceiving, it's a lie. And that's part of the corruption of MLM. It's not corruption, just stealing. Corruption can be misleading. And I believe the industry misleads people into believing that they have a chance. And in MLM, unless you can drive 200 or 300 new targeted traffic people to your website every single day with a follow-up with a budget of thousands of dollars a month, you will not be successful online. It sounds harsh, it sounds nasty. I know, because I've seen it from the inside. So when I've been looking for ONPASSIVE 8 years before it even came out. I thought there's got to be a business that is built so that everybody has a fair chance. And in 2019, I was ready to quit because I couldn't look in people's eyes and say, I'm going to help you. And knowing I can't, I become a liar. And I have to look at me in the morning. I didn't like what I was seeing back in the mirror. So when I found out what this man was doing, for one thing, I thought he's got to be crazy, or I just couldn't believe it in the beginning. So I said, well, if he is doing, I want to meet him. So eventually I did. You know that story. And what he did was on a much larger scale than me, 100 million times bigger. He saw the same thing. He's being successful. He did very well, and he's trying to bring people with him. He actually built platforms for people to have a chance to make it in whatever business he was in. And he spent his own money, thousands of dollars. And some of those businesses that he built and gave away for free, now people online are calling it a scam. Isn't that funny? So anyway, while he was trying to give something away, people badmouthed him. That's fact. That's what really happened. That's what I want the world to hear. That's how it went down. Money out of his own pocket to build a system that Joe Public and Mary Public can get in, use the system, and have a chance to make money. It did not work because even then, most of the people didn't use it, which is too bad. He decided, like the two people before me said, this isn't working. I don't want to go back to corporate because corporate's more corrupt than this. He sat in a cubicle or something and worked. He was the first one in, the last one to leave, and got the same pay as the bum next to him. It's just the way it is. And he thought, well, that's not fair. So he talked with his wife. I think it took about 6 months. And he said, look, I've been looking around. There's nothing out there that I want to put my flag into and call it home. The only way we're going to be able to do it is build our own. And that's where we are today. And in the beginning, like they said, it was a network marketing company, and it would have been one of the best network marketing companies in the world, no doubt about it. But as time went on, about April and May of 2020, he saw that the company was growing. He saw that the opportunity of his great mind could expand into something that he was looking forward to doing maybe 5 or 6 years ahead of time or down the road. And he said, I'm going to do it now. Now, with all due respect, he is a crazy man, but he's a crazy good man. And he's got a wonderful mind. And because of that, and because of, I don't know what he works, 90, 100 hours a week. I don't know how much money he spent. I don't sacrificing a young family really to do all this for complete strangers. Yes, we're in something that we could only dream of. And what we don't know is 10 times bigger than what we do know. Trust me. The world's going to be flipped upside down and we're all part of it. I know I went a lot longer than I was supposed to, Admira, but that's what you get for inviting me on the show. Anyway, that's all I got.
Thank you very much, Marty, for sharing that. I got from you and from Peter that ONPASSIVE started with next to nothing, but now we have grown. And Julie probably want to tell us how far we have grown. You know, we are on a journey. We are on a journey with ONPASSIVE. And tonight we're explaining that journey in our very own words. Julie?
You know, Admira, listening to what Peter said and Marty said, and also if anyone that came on to ONPASSIVE at the very beginning and listened to his 2 audios, in the very first audio, he had mentioned about his journey before, right? How many steps, how many company that he has been with and how fast he rises in that company, right? So I'm looking at myself too in the past 2 years, not 2 years, since I came into ONPASSIVE, you know, I'm trying to discover and the journey of multi-level marketing and that marketing. And the true part of it is that a lot of the marketing company, they don't own the products, right? It's someone else developed the products and they put the marketing plan on top of it, but then they don't have the control of their products. And another thing, there's a cap because they have to split with themselves, which is the marketing company, and they have to split with the product company. So whatever that profit's coming out of it, when it comes to the affiliates or the network marketer, it's only the portion of it. Therefore, they have to put the cap on it, right? And just listening to what Mr. Ashmofar said in his audio and myself discovering that during 2017 and 2018 and 19, I said, I can't do this alone. I need some system to build, right? I can't do this alone. I have to have an automatic system where I can tap in to help me to build my business. And when Mr. Ashmofar developed the acronym called CATMO, and that's when it clicked on my head, like complete digital solution with 100% automatic, driven by artificial intelligence and machine learning, that delivering targeted traffic to your business, whatever the business that time that you have. Not only that, if you are a founder, you'll be able to receive that residual income. You'll be able to share whatever that profit is, right? And it's over deliver. So at that time when I heard that, I'm like, there you go. It is where I've been looking for. And now, when you're talking about cat mode nowadays in ONPASSIVE, it's only one part of it. It's so much bigger than that, talking about the data centers, talking about physical products. It's so much bigger than what we see at the very beginning. So that's how ONPASSIVE has been progressively moving toward, and now we are in the beta testing. And I think it's beautiful some of the products that ONPASSIVE has out there for their founders to beta test. And I think we are all here as founders of ONPASSIVE. We're in such a good place. There's nowhere I would rather be, you know, as Marty and Peter here say, and a lot of founders around here, you know, we are leaders of the company, and I'm just excited to be part of it. Back to you, Mara.
Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Admira. Yeah, Julie, it's so, you know, when you look at it in the humble beginnings where it started, which most businesses start, you know, on that sort of level of where to from here. I think that you and Marty and Peter are explaining, you know, where it sort of came from and, you know, the excitement of where we are today with over 1 million, you know, 1,200,000 founders, you know, people who saw a vision. So I do believe that when people see a vision, that pulls into that. You know, there's no selling and recruiting in ONPASSIVE, but it's certainly that vision handed down by a CEO. I suppose the question I have is about marketing. You know, we're all excited as founders to go into that next level. Like you said, we're beta testing, seeing the products as they become available. And how exciting is that to just be able to beta test within a multi-billion-dollar company? But soon we're going into, you know, a marketing launch. You know, we're going into marketing campaigns. What does this look like for you, you know, for however long you've been in? And where do you think that ONPASSIVE is going to stand within that market out there, you know, the internet market, the internet world's out there? I'd love to hear from each and every one of you. Peter?
Sure, and Norel, great question. The marketing campaign is going to be so much different, like nothing have you seen before. No other company in the world, no matter how big or small they are, have seen anything like what ONPASSIVE is going to launch very shortly here. Mr. Ash have mentioned before, and I'm nothing like Marty have, you know, he's been marketing for 18 years or so, like he mentioned. You know, I've done marketing before, but it was a long time ago, back in the old age of internet. And Mr. Ash mentioned it about a week ago or so, when he was in the Indian webinar. And he mentioned that most of internet gurus out there, when they have a conversion rate of anywhere from 1% to 3%, they're excited. They're excited. 5%, you're a master in marketing, you know, and 10%, you're like elite in marketing. And this is not too many people can even do that or duplicate that. What Mr. Ash have mentioned, that the marketing campaign, like I said, is going to be like nothing you've seen before. Is going to make an earthquake on the internet, because he said, if I don't have a conversion rate anywhere between 20 to 25%, why would I even go in business? What you're going to see is not what the marketing campaign going to be like on TV, radio, magazines, newspaper, or the internet. He's completely have something completely outside the box that you have not seen before. Maybe a combination of all that plus something that you've never heard of before. We have to wait and see what that's going to look like. But I'm so excited about that conversion rate that is unbelievable, unheard of before. If you are not on ONPASSIVE now, this is your time to be a founder. Please go tell everybody that you love to be on founder, because this is a benefit for founders only. When the marketing campaign comes in, there is no more founders positions, okay? And these people coming after us, they're going to be coming in our organizations, okay? And they're not going to have those benefits that we just talked about. I'll get back to you there, Norel. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. And I know that both Julie and Marty are biting at the bit here. We have heard from our CEO how exciting this is going to be, almost like a teaser for us all, you know, because we don't really know. At first, we thought marketing, you know, TV, radio, billboards, and then he went and said, it's something completely different and something you've not ever really seen before. And we're like, what? Hang on. What does that actually mean? So over to you, Marty, because I'm sure that you've got something in your head that you would love to share with us, and then we'll go over to Julie as well. Thank you.
Yeah, where we are with the journey as far as ONPASSIVE goes, as we all know, we're about to change a chapter. We are launching right now. As big as this is, it's not a one-day launch. We're launching. And it's a behemoth of a ship that's leaving the ground here. As far as the marketing campaigns, yeah, I heard everybody mention everything that you could do, which is radio, TV, billboards, all this stuff. And I said no, and I thought he meant no, it's not one of those, it's all of them. That's what I thought. So I texted him and said, hey, I got a bet with somebody that I told him it's everything, right? And he said, well, you lost that bet, so pay up, whoever it is. It is something that we've never heard of. I don't know what it is, but it is definitely something that we've never used. And if he's talking 20 to 25% success on it. It's mind blowing. The best I ever got in my 18 years was 5%. Ever, 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 ever. Somebody's trying to call me. Yeah, of course. All right. Anyway, as far as the marketing campaigns go, we're going to start off with the pre-launch, kind of the campaign's going to start off they're going to be testing stuff like the wallets and how things work. And that'll be one phase of what we call the launch. Now, he had said a couple of weeks ago, he had a plan originally, and everything changes all the time, that we would have a pre-launch, run an X amount of time, and then go into the main launch. He kind of said, well, we're going to be starting and go right into the meat and potatoes, which means we probably won't see a difference other than the marketing increase big time as time goes on. So in the beginning, some people will get what they call a bonus and all that, and we'll keep rolling along. And with AI, the adjustments that I would have had to do manually, or even Mr. Mufara, AI learns how to adjust on the fly. And I'll give you an example. If they'll have probably thousands of different website templates that they can throw out there in a millisecond. And they'll be doing it worldwide, everywhere, different times, men, women, countries, language. And when it starts working, AI learns what is best, and it adjusts to that accordingly. It doesn't sweat. It's not worried about, oh, did I make a mistake? So everything's logical to AI. It tries this, didn't work, try this, it does work, try this, it works better, and they keep adjusting to that. So whatever marketing we see in the beginning, I would expect will increase even more and more and more as far as return on investment, where people are actually signing up. So we're in for a big, big treat. I've never heard of 25%. I thought maybe he was eating something or whatever. I don't know but he did say that the other day, which is outrageous. Anybody that markets that's mind blowing. Just keep in mind, that means if he went through 1 million people, 250,000 new people in the business. That means in 4 or 5 days, we double what we have now. That's crazy. Now, I don't think that's going to happen right in the beginning, because they'll be testing and mainly for the wallets and see how things go. But we're in a really good place. There's no guarantee on anything. But if you do the math, if you have a good product and you give people value and you AI induced and top technology, what does that equal? I mean, numbers don't lie. People are paying for Zoom every day. People are paying for all this stuff by the billions of dollars. Where would you go? You're going to try to save money and get the best product you can. And I think ONPASSIVE will be the best products on the planet. So I think that adds up to pretty good days coming. And we're very fortunate, and you should be very happy where you are. And the last ditch effort, if you have anybody you want in, get them in, because that door closes and never open again. So that's all I got.
Thanks, Marty. I think it's really exciting, and as a founder, we are very, very excited. Time is of the essence here, because as Marty just said, when the marketing campaigns start, the founder positions will end. And that means no one will want to sell their position, and you won't be able to get in as a founder. I think that is really exciting. But Julie, I know that you would love to share something about, where you think with the marketing campaigns and how that is going to, what it's going to bring about for our founders, that they will want to share that with non-founders to be able to, I suppose, just share with them the intensity of where we are as a business, so the marketing campaigns are huge. Please share with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Narelle. And what Peter and Marty has already shared, which was a lot of information if you listen to what they just said. I really wanted to bring us back in one of the reading when Mr. Ashmofar said back in, I believe, May 2020, he had said that he wanted to see how long did it take him to have 1 million opt-in, right? And when he put that out without even the technology that we currently have, it took him 4 days to have 1 million people opt in. Opt in means that they opt in with their name, their phone number, their email addresses, right? So to opt in now, if you were to see what Marty, put what I just shared with you, and then put what Marty and Peter said, it's going to be going millions time, right? He also said in one of our meetings is that we do get access to every single mobile device's IP address in the world. So now it's really take your imaginations to see how big and how fast this ginormous, marketing campaign is going to be, right? And he said, we're gonna do the marketing campaign. We're gonna see how it works. We're gonna gathering those data, and then we're gonna continuously making that marketing campaign and improving it, right? So you really need to put your marketing or your imagination in the information that you share here. And to be a real estate agent, marketing is something, it's my weakest things. I don't know how to tell people about what I'm doing without literally, people said vomit, like just give them too much information, right? I'm the weakest person based on what Peter and Marty share. I can't do marketing. And if you're watching this and you're the same boat as I am, you know what I did? I spent $15,000 wrapping a 38-footer RV, driving around and creating chaos on the street just to get knowledge, just to let people know that, hey, my face on there, my phone number on there, I'm doing this. And not only that, spend countless of dollars every month to market my real estate business. I didn't make money out of it. And that's why I'm in need of what ONPASSIVE is providing. So if you're watching this and you feel that is the place where you are weak as you got to get back with the ones that share this with you, because it's going to give you that solutions that you ever dreamt of. So, that's what I can share. It really take everyone's imagination to put what Peter, Marty, and I share to see how big it is.
Absolutely. And I think, like you said, one of the hardest things that many people find in business is marketing. Marketing is the hardest because, selling or recruiting, marketing costs thousands of dollars to market. And if we've been in any sort of business, whether it be online or bricks and mortar, we absolutely know that. Whether it be small, medium or large, it doesn't matter. That marketing costs you and it takes away from what you're actually earning. You've got to allow for marketing, because how else are people going to hear about you? Or why would they want to buy your product above anybody else's? But the thing is, we know, and we see it in our CEO, Mr. Ash Mafara's eyes. When you mention the word marketing, his eyes light up. They're like two shiny disco balls, because that's his forte. He loves it. That's what he is good at. So I think that's a really good explanation, Peter, Julie, and Marty. And I'll head back over to Admira now. Thanks, Admira.
Yes, Narelle, I agree with you that those are very good explanations. Thank you very much, Narelle. I just want to say a huge thank you to Ash Mafara. All of us here, we're so grateful for this business and for what he has done and what he's still doing. Marty, I just want to piggyback on something that you said. You said earlier that you think that ONPASSIVE has the best products on the planet. We just want you to tell us a little more about that. Let's hear about the products, some of the products that we have ready, and how are these products going to be effective, or how are they better than those that are already out there? Okay, go ahead, Marty.
Well, if you pick any product, OConnect, for example, it's unlimited. Okay, so you can have as many people attend a webinar as you like. With any other product, I don't care what the names are, As you get to different numbers, they charge you more, and they charge you a lot. I mean, like the Zoom that we're on now is about $8,000, $9,000 a month. Now, who the freak can afford that? No one. And it's limited. I mean, you can only have 20,000. But let me tell you another thing. Even at 20,000, people are getting kicked off. So that they say it's there, they'll charge you for it, but they have a big time trying to keep people from being kicked off or looping. I mean, I've got kicked off. We hit around 15,000, 14,000. I get kicked off at least every show. And I know a lot of people do. So you can say one thing, but the reality is it's not as good as they say. So you got value. There's one. That's just one. ClickFunnels. To get ClickFunnels, you can make web pages or funnels. You guys know what that means. You've seen pages and funnels. And they'll tell you really cheap price. You can come in and build your own. Well, if you go in and build your own and you don't know what you're doing, which most of us don't, you wind up building a trash can with a lid, right? Nobody's going to look at it. You don't know how to hook up a call to action button, which is maybe pay here or go here. So then they have a little button there that says, we can help you. You click that button and you just click the button. It's going to cost you $250. And you're going to have a guy come on and show you how to make a page. So then you make a page. It's okay. Nothing great, but it's a lot nicer than what you have. So you're happy. Guess what now? You got to drive traffic. My ugliest pages ever got the most amount of traffic. It has nothing to do with that. If you have the right content and you could drive targeted traffic, you win. Traffic is the big deal. That is actually a product at ONPASSIVE is traffic. It's the most valuable product we have because everybody here, everybody online, driving traffic is the hardest thing to do. You can go on Google and buy clicks, okay? And every time somebody clicks on your ad, whether he's picking his nose and really doesn't want it anyway, every time they click on it, you have to pay. I told a story. My granddaughter was here with her little iPad. It's for little kids. The commercials on it are Chevy trucks. Well, she's only 3. I doubt very much that she's going to buy a Chevy truck. But every time that ad comes up, Chevy's paying for it. Where do you think all these companies are going to go in a year's time when we become the hunted, when we have 1 billion people on our platform? You know what we are then? We are the consumer. Facebook does not advertise. Why? They are the consumer. People advertise on Facebook. That's going to switch. That will be us one day. When that happens, I don't care what you have. You want to sell a book, Narelle? You want to sell lotions? I'm not kidding. You put it in the marketplace, you set it up, and you walk away and drive traffic to it. It's unbelievable the potential that we have. And product-wise, listen, every product you go buy right now, I don't care what it is, don't take my word for it. Go out and say you want to look up autoresponders, and they'll show you like 5 of them. The top 5 will give you 1 to 10. And you go down there, and the guy that has all 10, you think he wins. But the person that has 9 items checked off is $20 less. They're all about $10, $20 between each other. So you pick that one. Now I want you to take ONPASSIVE and put it on that list. Where's it going to be? It's not even on the same page. It has 50 items checked off. It's 50% less in cost, and it's 1,000 times more technology involved with IT. Where's the competition? I'm going to tell you where it is. There is none. I've never said that about any business I ever been in. There is no competition against ONPASSIVE. 0. So when somebody tells you, how do you deal with the competition? We don't. There is none. Then here's another one people tell you, well, what happens if another company sees what we're doing, they have billions of dollars, and they change the way they do business? Impossible. You are not going to go back to a bunch of shareholders who are making $50 a share and say, hey, we want to redo the business and build it from heart. They'll give you heart. They're going to drop every finger they have but one. They're not going to go back and lose money so that you can build a company with heart. You either build it that way or you don't succeed. Ashmapar is a very smart guy. He's building something that no competition, nobody's going to be able to compare. You can't. You could do it now. Go do it now. Take any product and find one out there that's just like it or the same type. It's off the chart. I did it. They're not even comparable. So then you ask, well, what do you think is going to happen? Helen Keller could see what's going to happen. It's going to blow up the market. And every time he adds a product, Elmira, every time you get a raise. Because guess what? It's going to be a success. The products right now are a success. Anybody that opens a business, they got to go, okay, I made this left-handed monkey wrench. Man, I hope it sells. It's going to sell. I'm going to make phones and ONPASSIVE. I'm going to make laptops. Are they going to sell? Yes. Already guaranteed. Anyway, that's all I have.
Marty, you just excite me. You see me smiling all the time. You just excite me when you talk about ONPASSIVE and what ONPASSIVE has to offer the world. I know that people are listening, and those of you who are out there, now is the time to become a part of something that is just amazing. Julie, do you agree with what Marty shared? Any product
absolutely.
you want to specifically talk about?
Oh my God, absolutely. 1,000%. I agree with what Marty said. And, you know, Mr. Ashmapar had mentioned many times, right? He wants to give values to people. Everything that he created has values and has heart around it. Everything that he created has to be unlimited, right? Has to be viable, has to be able to last forever. Now, I'm not comparing anything, but I'm just having people really look at what we currently have in our life right now, right? If you're a business owner, every single product that you are using nowadays, you really have to pay, and you pay, and you pay, and then you pay in order for you to be able to use it, but you don't have the maximizing the value of it because it does not have that as much value. Well, look at the Zoom right now. The Zoom that Mr. Ashmapar paid right now, $8,000-9,000 a month, and we could use maximum of 20,000 people. But Marty said, and myself experienced the same thing. Every time when there's 10,000 people, I got kicked out probably about 5 times. We never be able to get to the 20,000 people smoothly, right? On screen, we can only have 100 people max on Zoom. Well, so now what I'm trying to say is that the values of what we have currently in our life right now, using these products right now, we have to pay. Now let's come back and talking about the marketing side of it. Right now, if you're paying for any kind of marketing right there, they only take your business and put it in a region or an area. If you're targeting on age group or you're targeting on certain region, then you only get exposed to around that region. But if you are in ONPASSIVE, you do understand that ONPASSIVE delivering targeted traffic to your business. What does that mean? If you sell a phone with certain specific, details that you want to, ONPASSIVE will deliver that customer in front of your door. Whether or not they're gonna buy that phone or that products that you offer, it's really depend on how much values of the product that you're offering to people, right? So that's what it means by delivering targeted traffic. He's not just gonna put you in an area where nobody in that area is interested in the product. He literally delivering the product, the target customers or client to your products. That is values. If you really cannot see that, you're not doing the business the right way, right? So the products of ONPASSIVE packed with values, and the products that Mr. Ashmapar created from the ground up, organic, right? And he is not using the third party. Himself and his team is creating those products, and those products is going to last forever in the lifetime and it's continuously growing as we are going in our journey, as the products are going. There's feedbacks that people send in. He himself, being the genius of marketing and being the genius with the heart there, I mean, he has different departments literally focusing on the developing of it. So I'm, like I said, all the time, I'm so blessed to be here. And there's no words that I could explain, because based on what Marty said, we haven't seen enough yet. We haven't seen it yet. So.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Julie. Thank you, Marty. And Julie, in my own words, I hear you say with ONPASSIVE, no one is going to be left behind. All 1 million plus of us, nobody is going to be left behind. Thank you so very much. And I know that Peter definitely wants to come in here, but I'm going to just pause a minute to recognize leader ONPASSIVE Council leader, Chris Johnson, ONPASSIVE leader, Chris Johnson. He's here with us. Chris, we are happy that you have joined us.
Hey,
Welcome, welcome.
I'm back.
Course, yes, you're back. And of course, I'm going to ask you to come in at a point. All right?
Thank
Okay,
you.
Peter.
Okay, great. First of all, welcome back, Chris. I hope you had a great time. In regarding to the product, Myra, we currently have about 7 products. We have O-Mail that is available to us to try. It have a unique features. Again, these products that we have available right now, these are just for trial only. The full version of it will be on ONPASSIVE.com when we ready to launch. So O-Mail is going to have a nice feature where you can actually have a group of people, and it will be like if you want to create a contact of a group that you always constantly mail. Okay, let's say of 20 people. Okay, you can, with a click of a button, you can send email to the same 20 people together. You cannot get that in Gmail or Hotmail or Yahoo. Okay, you would have to pick from the groups and what have you. So those are a very nice feature. We have also O-Network, which is a very small version of the full version of O-Net, which is coming shortly. And of course, we have O-Desk, which is the support system that's ONPASSIVE is going to have for our support department. And we have O-Chat, which is some kind of robotic artificial intelligence that can answer questions before you get to the support system to find out exactly what you need from them. We have O-Staff, which is an HR software. It's incredible. I think this is going to be one of the big product that ONPASSIVE going to need. As a matter of fact, in one of the Arabic webinar that I host, one of the guys were talking in a webinar. He was saying that his company pays, listen to this, $18,000 a month for a HR software. Imagine that. He said he could not wait for the O-Staff to come on. And then we have, of course, O-Trim, and that a shortening for URL that actually can capture emails, which no other trimming software that can do that on the market today. And this is an amazing tool for any online marketing person at today's market, And of course, don't forget O-Founders. That's a product in itself, because this is getting all our product in one location for the founders to try out and making it easy to transfer into our permanent site of ONPASSIVE.com. And we have also, like Marty and Julie mentioned, O-Connect. I'm going to do a small comparison to O-Connect in the Arabic platform that we use for Zoom. We have a capacity of 1,000 person. You know what the price for the Zoom for the 1,000 person is? $340 a month. $340 for 1,000 person. Now, you're gonna get the first month of ONPASSIVE of all their products between $200 and $300. That's less than just the one Zoom for 1,000 people. That is just amazing, mind-blowing. And another thing too, the advantage of ONPASSIVE product, there is three major advantage that ONPASSIVE product have. Easy to use, cheaper than anything similar to it on the market, and it have much better features than anything you've ever seen on the market today. Those three things is gonna oversell, and we're gonna take a lot of chunk of the market share. Back to you, Admira.
Oh my, Peter, that is just amazing. Thank you very much for sharing all of that. And you got me excited because as a teacher, you know, sometimes when we do training, we have over 200 and so teachers, and we have to send each of them one email. And, you know, you have to painstakingly put all of that information in. So I would be very grateful for that feature that you just mentioned. I just want Chris Johnson to talk about Obless, because I think this is one of our amazing products that we have, Obless. And I just want to hear what Chris's thoughts are on that. Chris, there are lots of people who are listening to us at this time, and tell them what is Obless.
Admira, I can barely hear you. I don't know if it's me or you, but you said something about Obless. All I know is I just got off a nice little vacation. I'm a little behind on things, but I heard about value, marketing. Where do I sign up? I want to know where I sign up. I just got on here. I'm excited to see all this stuff in here, but before I talk about Obless, I want to touch on something what Julie said. Hello, Julie, Marty, Peter, all my family. I missed you guys. I tried to keep up, but it wasn't easy. You know, believe it or not, you guys are all professional marketers right now through Ash Mafara. And that's one thing that I really love about it. And I love coming right back off vacation and hearing a couple words and everything pops in my brain. Technically, you are all professional marketers right now. You just don't know it. It's all done for you. I think we worry about a lot of things that we shouldn't. And that's really why I got in this, because wow, it is all done for us. Now, it's great. We're all learning and educating ourselves. Marty's teaching us all about marketing when he can, how to improve it. But technically, I'm a professional marketer. This big old sexy guy here is a professional marketer, and I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue about it, but let's get right into Obless. Now, I went down and took a little break. I went to Florida. The sad thing about Florida, not only is it sunny and beautiful, but man, a lot of people on the streets. Okay, just a lot of people on the streets. I still saw people digging in garbage. I still seen people living under bridges. And it doesn't matter really where you live, America, South America, it doesn't matter. Homelessness, poverty is everywhere. And Marty had sent me a text, I think last week, and was talking about what Ash was doing. And then I seen Julie's notes in the back office about he wants to put something together, which myself and Pete been waiting a long time to really get this going. And that really got me excited because I don't want to go to another country, another state and see anyone digging out of a garbage can. And at my first thought and hearing of Obless, I really was blown away. I know Narelle was blown away. There's a lot of you on here. Christina Dodds, I know she does all kind of stuff. Lystra, every one of you have done things that to help people out. But see, Ash don't want to buy him a sandwich. He wants to change their whole lives. He wants to put them way up there, not in the middle, not below. He wants to put them all up there. He wants to give them a life. And through ONPASSIVE, I believe everyone has that opportunity. I ask every one of you to make a promise to yourself to thank Ash Mafara for doing what he's done for us, to making us those professional marketers and caring people. Every one of you, I've witnessed your hearts completely spin and grow because of what he said. He's not on there saying, I'm going to make you rich. You're going to get a car. You're going to have a house. He's saying, hey, man, let's get some shoes at some of these kids' feet. Let's get some clean water. Yeah, we have those special days where he fires us up. You got to understand, every time he lights the match to get that fire going on us, it's all about helping people out. And I'll say it again, ONPASSIVE, it's not a company. All right. It's a heart, a real big heart that is constantly pumping this beautiful blood into all of our bodies, saying, hey, it's time we change things. It's time we stop hurting and helping. It's time we stop walking over and pick up. So blessed to me is an amazing thing. Now I have lots of angels, and I don't say my angels. These are the ONPASSIVE world-changing angels that I know are going to fly into every corner of this world and help somebody out, whether it's your next door neighbor, someone way over in Africa that I've never even met. Ooh, I can't wait for that one. But oh, bless to me, I will say it again, is the thing that's going to make ONPASSIVE really get noticed. Yeah, we got all these great products. All right, but the greatest product for me is I just changed 1, 2, 3, 1,000, 1,000,000 people's lives with the help of many, many people we call the founders. So, oh, bless, I guarantee you, after we get going here, when we launch, things are rolling along, you're going to see the oh, bless from ONPASSIVE popping up everywhere. All right. And I think that's also part of marketing. But my God, marketing something that's going to help the world, it just doesn't get better than that. Okay, Admira, for 2 weeks off, I'm talking way too much. I'm bringing it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Chris. The Bible says that as much as we have done it unto one of the least, my brethren, you have done it unto me. And ONPASSIVE is going to help us to help humanity. Thank you very much, Chris. Okay, Norel.
Thank you, Admira, and thank you, Chris. And yes, oh, bless. Oh, my goodness. A standalone product, tool, whatever you want to call it. But if you can just imagine, as founders, we know this, but anybody watching this right now who is a guest, who is a non-founder, can you imagine that if each and every one of us put $1 aside, $1 a day, $1 a week, it doesn't matter, but $1 a day is $365 that you will be putting into the platform of OBLESS. As Chris said, and as our CEO, Mr. Ash Mafara, has said, it's not about throwing them a sandwich. It's not about throwing them $50, $100, a new pair of shoes. We've seen what that does, and it doesn't actually change. Okay, it keeps them on the street because it keeps them in a submissive type state of just being who they are, because we're not building them up. We're not creating them and encouraging them to be who they are, who they were born to be, because we're all unique. We're all beautiful. It's just that life got in the way sometimes for some people, and life created these things, but nobody's actually swapped it out. ONPASSIVE Angels is going to be a huge movement just on its own. And again, I bring it back to, if you just put in $1 a day for 365 days of the year, and then times that by however many founders we have, that's over 1 million founders times $365 each. And that's just by putting $1 a day in. So you can imagine what that's going to do. No longer will we have to throw money at the homeless. We will now be building shelters. We will now be providing those who are on the ground, those who are passionate, who are on purpose, helping those people in need and giving them and being able to create for them the stability that they need, no longer having to run off just government funding or, donations from other places. We are a movement. ONPASSIVE is a movement. ONPASSIVE Angels is going to make a difference. Thanks, Admira.
Thank you very much, Maria. Okay, so I would like to know from here on. Well, in one of our last webinars, the CEO, spoke a lot, and he was talking about the way forward. What does this look like for us as founders? Right? What should we look forward to as founders? for the way forward from here. Julie?
Thank you, Admira. Thank you for that questions. I think all of us as founders, if you're watching this, what are we going to look forward to is truly what are we going to do at this point, right? So to me, if you want to have a great business where Mr. Ash has mentioned, it takes 200% to have a successful business. That means that ONPASSIVE is going to take 100%. ONPASSIVE is going to focus on and deliver 100%. As for us as founders, remember, we are helping found this company, right? So are we putting it in 100%, right? So if you haven't treat this business as 100% of your business, and it's okay if you're doing it part-time, but are you doing it part-time 100%? As for Julie, this person sitting right here talking with you, I am doing it 100%. That means that I am treating my business 100%, right? I'm showing up, learn as much as I can, and share as much as I can. Now, if you are treating a business as 100%, as you all understand, business needs to have products and business needs to have customer, right? Products have already going to be delivered to us by ONPASSIVE. Customer will be delivered to us by ONPASSIVE as well. But what if you open your business and start business with customers that are already there and ready to buy? Wouldn't you be making the profit right away? Or do you want it to wait for the company to actually bring the customers to you? So the point I'm trying to bring it up here is that you should looking at right now, is this my business? And if it is actually your business, if you haven't shared that, or if you haven't had a customer in your business, the best thing to do is to share it, right? And it's okay if you don't have anyone, but ONPASSIVE has artificial intelligence. What does that mean? Every link that you share means something, right? Every time that you share your link to someone, that means that you are delivering something to someone. You give that value to someone, right? So it's okay if you haven't gotten any customer, right? It's called artificial intelligence. That means that it's still gathering data. And that means that the people that you are sharing the link to, the customers that you are, potential customer that you're sharing the link to, is going to be able to use this ONPASSIVE as a values to them. But if you don't share that to them, they don't have any value. It's all about sharing the values that you receive. And that's how I treat my business as a blessing, as a treasure. And when I have that treasure, I wanted to share with someone. So the point I'm trying to make here too is that you got to treat your business as this point on. And if you want to have, looking forward to the marketing campaign, to what is coming, at that time, you already prepared for it, right? You're not going to be scrambling, trying to say, okay, what do I do? What link do I use? How do I do this? When ONPASSIVE start launching that marketing campaign, you already part of it because you have done your work. You have put your effort in to share ONPASSIVE with other people. So I think it's very important, even though, no one listened to you, it's okay. It's how many times do you share it, right? Mm-hmm. How many times you are engaged in the business that gonna bring you the success that you ever dreamed of. Mm-hmm. But all you gotta do is share it. So I'm really putting that on the listeners to think about it instead of giving them the answer of what's going to be. So that's just something that I wanted to share with everyone. Back to you, Admira.
And thank you so very much for sharing, Julie. Some persons just want a little direction. What should we do now? Where are we? Where are we moving from here? And we're so very happy for our ONPASSIVE leaders who from time to time can give us that sort of a direction. All right, Peter, do you want to jump in here?
Absolutely, Admira. You know, Len, on Friday, she asked Mr. Ash a very intelligent question. And also Jeffrey Morlock followed with another one. So I'm gonna read some of my notes that I had in there from the webinars, which to me was very powerful. Len asked him, you know, what is your vision for the future? Like, you know, what do you see yourself in the future? He is looking for a better world. And he's very excited about that. He's looking for a world without no discrimination, safe, no wars, prosperity, world with more electric cars, digital currency, clean energy, plenty of food, and clean water for everyone. And then he went on to mention something he's hinting on for the future. Okay, this is what you're asking, like, what do you look forward from what Mr. Ash is talking about? He mentioned that we're gonna remove the reason for wars, okay? We'll be able to bring people from danger zones into safety. Okay, that's very intriguing to me, at least I'm sure to a lot of you. Safety was a big talk during the webinar on Friday. And another thing that he talked about in the future that he's working or would like to work on is 3D printing, clean energy. Then he mentioned possibly a product called O Energy, maybe. So I'm just excited about that. And also global university to teach our children, our new generation, and mining of crypto possibly to be in there. So that's a full plate of what's coming in the future. What do we look forward to as a founder in the future? Is just mind blowing, and it gets better and better every day. And we haven't seen anything yet. We're just getting started. Back to you, Admira.
Thank you, Peter. I see you lighting up every time you talk about it. Peter, I'm going to see you at the top where your ears are going to pop. Definitely. Thank you so much. Marty, what do you have to tell the founders?
What do you want to know?
We want to know what we should be doing all now.
It depends on what you want out of ONPASSIVE. If you have a goal in your head and you want to hit that goal, and you let the company do everything, and it would take you, let's say, a year to hit the goal. I don't know what your goals are. Nobody knows, you know, each other. We all talk about it, but deep inside, you know what you would like to have. My thing is I have a goal and I want to get it as quick as possible. So I'm going to leverage the platform that Ash gave us and try to get where I would like to get sooner than later. Reason is, one thing we have no control over is time. Zero. Like I said the other day, nobody gets up in the morning and goes, I think I'll die in a car accident. Oh, I think I'll have a heart attack today. We don't know what's gonna happen in life. So the only thing we have to work with is the time we have now. I'm gonna leverage everything I can in ONPASSIVE. And if it's something that would take me a year to get to, I want to do it in a month. Now, that's not greedy, because what I want to do is, I could care less about money. Absolutely care less. Never did care. But I don't want to think about it. And the only way not to think about it is have enough. If I have enough, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to go on somewhere and go, do I have enough to do that? Do I have enough to do that? I don't want to think about it. If I can get to the point I don't think about it, I will give everything else away. I know there's a lot of people that need it. I think the problem with the world is the 1% that owns the wealth are not real excited about helping others. And that's the sad part. So I believe by Ash making this incredible business, by first filtering out people with heart. That's why not everybody gets in. So, you know, it's not about just the business. It's about heart. If you have heart and you talk to people with heart, you turn people off that don't have it. It's that simple. I'm sorry. They get in, they go, these people are nuts. You damn right we are. We're the nuttiest freaking group you could get. But with nuts like us that have a little extra money in the long run, we're going to change the world. We have a much better chance of doing it with 1 million people than we do with the effort of one person. I mean, Ash told me one time when I asked him, what do you do on your time off? And he gives away food and water to the poor. During that time, he even thought, man, if I had 1 million people that could do what I'm doing, what an impact that would be besides me just doing it. That's how he thinks. And that's the part of ONPASSIVE I love, where I know that majority of the people that I've met here in ONPASSIVE that are engaged, yes, fill your pocket, take care of you, nothing wrong with that, it's part of life. Because if you don't take care of you and like you can't do anything for anyone else, no matter what talk we have. But then we can organize, like Chris is doing, and build a home or help people, not give them a blanket, give them a life where they can buy their own blanket. Okay, that if you push it far enough, I would much rather see 10 people have their life changed forever than 100 with a blanket for a week. Only because then you changed a life. You didn't just patch a life. You didn't put a Band-Aid on a problem. You fixed the problem. And the other day, a gentleman sent me a video on 3D printing, and they make homes. Homes. I was blown away. So I know Ash loves 3D printing. How? He's talked about it since the day I met him. No kidding. He said it's the biggest thing coming by 2025. He knew how many the figures were. And these companies are coming out now that will build miniature homes, and you could set up places like in Detroit. I talked to Peter today. I know him and Chris are doing it. All these old homes, knock them down, put a 3D home there in its place in a matter of hours. They put a roof, they put doors on it, you got a place to live. Man, what would happen? And then could you imagine taking homeless people and helping build homes with 3D printing? So you gave them a job and you give them a home when they're done. I mean, I'm just, it's looking really way into it. There's a lot more complicated than that. But I think the power of ONPASSIVE is the heart of the company, not the digital stuff, not the stuff we don't know about, because trust me, what we don't know is 10 times bigger than what we do. That he is going to flip the world upside down, and all of us are going to be part of it. I'm not joking. I'm talking about light bulb stuff. Okay. I'm talking about changing the world that you've never seen before. And we're all going to be part of it. I believe that with all my heart. But I hope I answered what you want to.
Thank you so very much, Marty. And I am smiling all the way because every time I listen to you all speak, it's so exciting to be part of something so big, something so good. It's really exciting. And one thing that I really like about ONPASSIVE is that it is for everyone. ONPASSIVE is for the lawyer, it's for the teacher, it's for the beggar, it's for the man on the street, it's for the garbage collector, it's for mothers and fathers, and it's for everybody that you can think about. And that's really something that I really like about ONPASSIVE. And it is going to help us not to just change our worlds, but to change the world of those who live around us. Thank you so much. Narelle?
Thanks, Admira, and thanks, Marty. What the excitement, I think is what everybody picks up on. It's just exciting to be here, and it's exciting to be a founder. Never before have we been asked to be a founder in any company, in any business. And again, we're here with a marketing platform. We're here with a business structure. However, it's not all about that. We need a platform to be able to bring everything to the people. And when you're talking about a company, go to onpassive.com and have a look. Have a look how it fits into your life, how it fits into your business, whether you have a small, medium or large business. It's really important for people to now start to turn around, have a look, stop sitting on the fence. I always say if they're sitting on the fence, push them off. Either you are or you aren't, or that either you want to or you don't want to be a founder within this business. You know, it's time to make a choice. And either way is fine. Either way is absolutely fine, because with the products and the tools that we have available, you are going to want to come in as a customer because of the value that Julie talked about. Oh my gosh, when you see our CEO, Mr. Ash Mafara, talk about the value of what you're going to get as a founder, you know, what you're going to receive as a founder. And it's not all about the finances, as Marty explained as well. You know, it's about making a difference in people's lives. It's about, you know, bringing, look at us, you know, look at how many founders there are all over the world, 212 countries. And together we would never have met had it have not been for this company ONPASSIVE. You know, that in itself brings tears to my eyes sometimes, because the relationships or the friendships that I've made here are truly incredible. And they truly are people with heart. I've never met another company or been in any other company where there's so much heart in a room, you know. So there is a final question I suppose we want to ask people tonight, and it is, you know, within ONPASSIVE, you can come in and it says you can be active or you can be passive. And I know Marty just explained a fair bit about, you know, sort of went over that a fair bit. But Peter and Julie, we'd love to sort of hear some final words, you know, for those that are founders, those that have seen the vision, but also those who are sitting back because they're a little bit concerned or they're worried. You know, so what sort of final words do you have for those people today to be able to share something with them? Thank you.
Thank you, Norel. I'll start off with what Mr. Ash have talked about previously. He says, in a lifetime of a human being, you'll be lucky to have 2 chances for something big that comes your way that can really change your life forever. ONPASSIVE might be your last chance to be great, okay? And to be blessing the people with OBless too. We can't forget that. And I'm glad that Chris touched on that as well as you, Norel. You know, you've talked about giving $1 a day. Even if you give $1 a month, that's at time is 1.2 million people. That's over $1 million a month that we can change something around the world on a monthly basis. $10 a month is $12 million. $10 a month for each founder. And the numbers goes up from there, you know. So I encourage people, $97 for this, to being a founder. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Seriously? $97 is nothing. I know in some countries that's a big amount, but I'm sorry. The value you're gonna get is a lot more than $97. And anybody that is on the fence from your family, and if you can afford it, and you want to buy an extra position to gift it to them when the company launches so they can see how much you care about that person, do it, because they'll be thanking you later. That's all I have to say. Back to you.
Thank you, Peter. Amazing. Yeah, we are truly blessed. Over to you, Julie.
Thank you, Norel. Wow, what's a amazing place where we are today, right? We talked a lot about values. We talk a lot about you know, things in life that we are experiencing. To be honest with you, we are talking a lot about OBless, which Chris has mentioned about it today. OBless is the heart of ONPASSIVE, and Mr. Ash Mufarad has said, if you are doing anything and if you don't do it with the heart, it's not going to last, right? And that's exactly what he's doing right now, is he is putting everything that he's doing right now with the heart. He does it with such care, right? And to truly witness the man that lead ONPASSIVE, you truly really have to go to watch the webinar, when he spent time with his founders, when he spent time with his founders, he loves that time. He mentoring each and every one of us, right? And the crazy things that I'm seeing right now is the opportunity that is not going to happen in the lifetime, right? It's not going to. I can only talk about my experience, my example, being 20 years of doing business, all kind of business in the world, but I do not get where I want it to be, right? If you are doing so well right now, in whatever the field that you are doing, ask yourself a question. Will what I'm doing today going to last me forever? Will what I'm doing today is going to help my kids, my grandkids? Well, that's going to give me the free time, the freedom that I wanted to have in life. If your answer is no, you got to get back with the person who shared this message with you and say, I want to be in ONPASSIVE, right? It's truly, you're not going to see this opportunity ever again. Or if there's any time when an opportunity that comes on to in front of you and you're excited about it, you should ask yourself, is this something that I'm going to have to do the rest of my life, right? Is it something that is going to last? Is this something that's going to benefit my family? So we do hope that whatever that we share here with you, that if you could just take 5-10% of it and give yourself that opportunity in life, you're going to win. Because the moment that you make decision to be the founder of this artificial intelligence information technology company where you don't have to do the work, it's already done for you. All you got to do is stay engaged, share, and be in it. And if that's so easy, once again, I'm come back to my story, 20 years of doing something, everything from, salons to restaurant to real estate, investing in real estate. Yes, I was on top of my game in real estate, but I'm still struggling. I don't have the time for my kids. I want it to be able to, from the time that ONPASSIVE launched, the marketing campaign, the things that I do, I wanted to do the things that I love to do. And I don't want to do the things that, because I have to do it, it's because of money, because for survival. So if you are in that boat, all you got to do is get back, be in it, and then come along with all of us. We are going to learn this together, do this together, and we're going to travel on that same track. And if you are a founder of ONPASSIVE, it's a critical time of our life right now because we are getting so close. Stay on your track, stay on that journey, and soak in as much as you can, because the information that you hear from Mr. Ash, from all the leaders around the world, all of us are leaders. Every webinar that you go to, you will pick up 1, 2, or 10 things. So just stay in that track. Don't let your current situation and the past dictate your future, what your future is going to be. Because if you are in ONPASSIVE, your future is going to be so bright, so bright. And you are the only person can control that situation, right? All you got to do is make a decision, take that massive action. And if you are founders, go on and share. I speak a lot, and if you touch on that topic, I'm keep going, but I'm just going to end it here. Admira and Narelle, send it back to either you.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you. And yeah, it is about passion. And when you start talking, when you see, and you've been in for a little while, whether it be a week, a month, 2 years, it doesn't matter, because the passion is there. And once you have it in your heart, there's no getting rid of it. It's just there to live. And we share that all the time, and we support each other, because having no selling and recruiting and having it all done for you allows us to just love on each other and support each other. One of the things I just want to share quickly, Admira, before we go over to some questions, or if people have any questions, is that when we speak about this being for everyone, you know, whether you're young, old, in the middle, you know. My biggest thing is I have a disability. Okay, now you can't see it, right? But I had open heart surgery and I ended up having and suffering a lot of pain. This business is for everyone, because most of the time we find in our world today, people are losing their jobs. Businesses are closing down. What is the next step? The next step is to go online, because many people were forced to work from home. They were forced back into their homes to say, let's do this, and we can do this online. No need to go into the big, you know, high rise, the buildings and things like that. But they were forced back into their homes. And even though that was very scary, and even though they didn't know where to next, that was probably the biggest concern. And when they found that their jobs no longer held security, you know, like they did years ago, like Chris, you know, worked for 30 odd years in one business, and then could retire. But what then, you know, on something that he had worked his guts out for, you know. So people have to think about, this is not about just easy. This is about taking and making that change in your life to say, I want to be able to secure my future and the future of my children and the future of my great-grandchildren, and on and on. I am a single mum. Okay, many times I didn't have the support that I needed, you know, but I stand here today looking at each and every one of you and see the love that you have shared, not only with me, but you go out there and you share with others, because you have that heart. But that heart came from somewhere. And we all know the Lord above, whether you believe or not, you know, we all know that Ash was sent to us. Ash has been given this chance in life to be able to change so many lives, not just yours, not just one, not just the greedy, not just those who sit at the top, not just those who throw a little bit of money here and there and look like but they live in houses with 28 bedrooms, you know, they have 15 cars. You know, that's not what we're about. If you're about that and you're here today as a guest, then this is not the opportunity for you, because we're actually looking for people with heart, those who actually want to change our world, those who want to bring balance back to humanity. That's the people we're looking for. So if you have a disability, if you have lost your job, if you're searching out there and you wonder, where the heck will I ever fit in? You'll fit in here if you have a heart. Okay, so we're asking you to take a second look, take a first look, take a third look, get back to the person who asked you or sent you some information once and you thought it was just whatever, some another flame and fly by night shiny object. Well, this is not, because no more than 1 million people have seen that vision. You know, how many people do that? Have you had that happen in your business? No, you haven't. So take a look and you will not ever be sorry. I promise you. Thank you, Admira.
I feel your heart there, Narelle. Thank you so very much. And I just want to add that ONPASSIVE is just the last business that anyone will ever need. Become a founder today, and believe me, you will not want to go anywhere else. ONPASSIVE is a done deal. Come in today, get back to any one of us here and become a founder. Okay? Now, we have just a few more minutes, so we have time for any questions that anyone would like to ask about the journey that we are on. If you have a question, just put your hand up and we will recognize you and bring you on to the panel so that you can have your question answered. All right?
I know that your microphone keeps dropping in and out a little, Admira, and I just want to let everybody know, if you do have a question today, if you are a founder, it doesn't have to be something that's, you know, a founder question, but maybe something that you would like to share with us today. As Admira said, we've got a few minutes left to be able to share. And you've heard Marty, Julie, and Peter, and Chris. Thank you all so much for being here and your time in sharing with us about this amazing company ONPASSIVE. So if anyone, oh, there's Julie. Julie, you want to share some more?
Yes, I would like to actually take this opportunity just to share a little bit of what Chris has already mentioned. It's about the, the product OBLESS, but further to it, it's a global homeless project. And Mr. Ashmulfart has not given us the details of it, but it's going to be making the biggest impact in the world. And honestly, this morning I was dropping off my car and walking in just, in that neighborhood. And it's a beautiful city, it's a beautiful neighborhood. You don't see homelessness around it, but you actually get off the car and walk on the curb. You actually can see bushes that have homeless people living under those bushes. Really touched my heart. We're lucky to be in California, but imagine where Michigan, Chicago, Canada, in other country that has no bushes. Some even, in Arizona, some places that has no tree and the ground is hot or too cold. Or imagine, walking around and see rocks and kids and adults are walking without shoes. Or you can go to see other country that drink water, dripping water from a rusted pipe, right? We can make a biggest difference in the world. And how are we going to do that? It starts with ONPASSIVE. It starts with OBLESS. So if you feel that you have the ability or the skills that can contribute to this project, you could do it anywhere you wanted to do it, and you should get involved. But if you are becoming a founder of ONPASSIVE, you are going to make the biggest impact in your life. And founders of ONPASSIVE, I have to let you know this, okay? And I don't know if you've thought about this, but when you share ONPASSIVE with each other, you will not believe if anyone that joining in because you're sharing it. If you didn't share it, it won't be spread out. But if you share it, you are making the changes in people's life without you knowing it. And how cool that is, how satisfying that is when we have an event or two and your name out there, you go out and you share, you talk to people, and somebody come and walk to you and crying and said, oh my gosh, because you sharing ONPASSIVE to me, I get to be here. I mean, I've got goosebumps running on myself telling you this. I don't know if you see that, and I don't know if you feel that, but it hasn't. A lot of us here to share with you. So continue to share it out and don't give up. We all have, every single one of us have the seed in that apple. If we plant it out, we can have orchard of apples, and every single of that apple is going to change people's life. We just have to realize that first. And honestly, when that kick in and when you realize that, you are excited about sharing. It doesn't matter how hard your life is now, right? So just go on and focus on that heart. Tap in that feelings that you have inside. And I guarantee you, it's very satisfying when you actually do that. And it's all going to come back. It's going to reward you. Not monetary only, but it's going to reward you in terms of you make the change in other people's lives. So send it back to either Norel or Admira.
Thanks, Julie. Beautiful. It really is truly a company of heart. And when you listen to people, those who are here today, when you listen, if you feel that in your heart, you will feel it. Like I said before, those who are meant to be founders in ONPASSIVE, will hear the message shared today. Marcianne, we'll go over to you for a couple of minutes. We've only got a few left. So Marcianne, and then I see Arthur as well has his hand up. So Marcianne, go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Narelle, Admira, Julie, and all the Leadership Council in the house. This was such a great webinar. I am so happy tonight. I just want to say that after listening to everything that we have said here tonight, I truly believe that I am among the chosen one. And I am now understanding that Mr. Ashmufara finally wants us to live in peace. He doesn't want us to rest in peace anymore. He wants us to live in peace. Please let us go out and share this to everybody we know. If somebody in here today is a guest, if you are still doubting, for whoever inviting you, remember the person wants you to be a chosen one. He sees something on you. He knows that you can make a difference, not only with your life, but with other people's life. Please, we are not recruiting, but we are sharing this opportunity because it's so beautiful to have it just for yourself. We are the chosen ones. We have to live in peace. Let us not rest in peace anymore. Thank you so much for having me tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Marcianne. It's always a pleasure to have you and to hear your contribution. Thank you so much. Arthur Gully, Godfather, right.
Thank you, Admira, Norel, and it's a pleasure to be here with all my fellow founders, Marty DeGarmo and the exceptional Mr. Chris Johnson. I'm so excited. I just wanted to share this. I can agree with everything that everyone has said and spoke tonight, but I wanted to add something to the pot that if you can imagine, and I want to speak specifically to the founders that seem like they may want to be passive. And the reason I say passive, because some founders may be in a financial situation or other situation that may not allow them to be an active marketer. But if you're passive and waiting on passive, which is still a great idea. But speaking to you only, I want you to dream with me. Not dream with me because I don't like to use the word dream. I like to use vision because vision to me is something that you design yourself, something that you can vision in your mind to orchestrate something that's never been done before. I want you to vision with me. Think about if you were wanted to do something or vision something in your mind when you were going to school. I mean, high school, elementary school. Vision that you wanted to do something spectacular, or you wanted to go to a country that you never went before. Or vision doing something. I want to build a house for my mom. If your mom was living at this, I'm talking about when you were young. This vision is with me. And then you want to see all of these things happen and you keep it in your mind and it sets in, it continues to grow no matter what you go through in life, that vision stays with you until you get to a point where it can be activated. Now we are here as a family, 1.23 million founders actively working together, because this is a community now that we all have shared the love and the passion for one another to help each other, bring each other up, not leave someone down below. We take people and pull them up to where we are. Now, let's say we have this chain link, a link chain with all of us. As long as we're connected together, This is what we call a revolutionary movement. We all are joining together for a cause, humanitarian with heart. Imagine that we all marching in one column. I don't know what you call it, horizontal, not horizontal, horizontal, walking and moving in the same direction, this chain. As long as it's connected, we have that unity and that strength. But once that chain is broken, it becomes division. Now let's go further with this. The ones that want to be passive for whatever reason, you're going to be successful just as well. But we have to stay connected. We have to be on the same page. We have to be seeing the same vision. We have to, this is what we're here doing, to help lift each other up, because we all are human beings. At some point, we have things in our lives that distracts us and pulls us away from our vision. But because we all are here now in these webinars, this is what helps keep each other motivated. It's all about keeping each other lifted up, keep people to not be negative, and keep that positive attitude. All this happens with unity and everybody's sharing the same vision. And I want to thank Mr. Ashma Farid for this opportunity, because what I like about this whole company, no matter what we're talking about, products and services and humanity and all of that, this is a community where we all have fun. Where in the world do you see any other company have 1.something million people having fun, helping each other, help each other have a vision and walking towards that vision on one accord? Nowhere has that ever happened. So I want to encourage those people that feel like there's obstacles in your way, but that those obstacles can be overcome because we got a force here. It's all spiritual. So let's connect spiritually as well. And let's move this movement, because this is the only company. Can you imagine someday you wake up 5 years from now and you say, I'm glad I stuck with it. I'm glad I didn't give up. And I'm glad I had some help from 1 million people. So that's what I wanted you to vision with me.
Thank
You'd
you.
be surprised what's going to come. We got, this thing is bigger than I don't know how big it's going to explode. That's all I can see. I see something that's going to happen. We're going to become history. Some kid that's never been born is going to read about it. They're going to hear about it. And they're going to have your name on, like they got the stars at the what they call that, stars on the ground, Hall of Fame. Somebody's name going to be somewhere and become history for somebody to read about it. And you can say, I left a legacy. I left something that people can look up to. I always say, you're more dead. I bet you're called more dead than you are alive. So if you're gonna be worth something dead, then let it be a good cause that you have saved humanity when no one else wanted to. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Arthur, for sharing once again your heart with us. Thank you very much for sharing. We have 2 hands up, and we are swiftly coming down to our 2 hours mark. So we're going to ask Marty to speak at this time, and then we're going to ask Mary Pinley, and then we're going to have our closing remarks from all of our ONPASSIVE leaders. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let Marie go first. That's okay.
Okay, Marie, go right ahead.
Hi, good evening, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask this question. Julie was spearheading this project, or collecting data about people's talent, and the focus is homelessness. So we have the opportunity to fill in the forms and tell what talents you have when it comes to that homelessness and the mentally ill. because those things are separate, but they are all the same in the same category, but you have to also separate within that category. So my question is, we're focused on the homelessness and the mentally ill now. Would there be a time, or would we have another questions or form to fill out to give opportunity for those who have other talents? Like, say, if we are picking up Habitat for Humanity or putting electricity and water in places where they need it, would we have a category or another form filled out, or would you be deducting from this form and placing people to those talents that they are good at? So that's my question. Thank you.
If I may address what Marie Pendy has said, the homeless project is such a global project, and I don't believe that I do have the skills enough to do it. Mr. Ashmufar had just have me gathering people, kind of like, looking at it so that we can gather the data right now. So what happened is that in the past 2 days, when I post that post out, there's about, I think as of today, probably close to 4,000 people now. There are lots of people are in, and I put the deadline as yesterday, like literally at 12 midnight last night, I think. But I still have it back on. It's still there. Basically, what we're all going to have to do, because it goes into a database where we're all going to sort it out. So it'd be very helpful if you haven't done so, or if you've done so, that's fine. We have to categorize it out, and then it will depend on Mr. Ashmore to take the next step of where he wants it to be. So what I would say at the very beginning, he sees that what Peter Sura and Chris Johnson so passionate about this project, and that's when they met with Mr. Ashmore in Michigan and talk about it. I'm just doing what I need to do at this point, but I'm not a person who spearhead that project. It's big. It's going to be groups and groups of people and leaders around the world. So I would say right now, just work on what we have. So what we have right now is a form. If you could be as clear as possible, let's say let's say you put in, I'm an engineer, I'm holding that license, and here I am, would be very helpful for us to categorize it. And at that time, we are going to take the next step, whatever it will be. Mr. Ashmore will give us further directions, but let's just focus on what it is today and what we can do at this point. Peter, I know you have something you want to add.
Yeah, I'll add something to that, to particularly what you said, Marie. By the way, the reason Mr. Ash has picked the homelessness to a project to work with OBLES as the first project to attack. One day I came, I believe it was in Julie and Milo show, and he heard me talking about how I was passionate about helping the homelessness. And of course, we had the powerhouse of Chris Johnson came along, and he followed up with additional information, and he wanted to, add his, help with that as well. So Mr. Ash, I didn't know he was even in the webinar, and he came directly right after I spoke, and he wanted to sponsor that. Basically, he wanted to be the first project that OBLES help out. And doesn't mean that's the only thing that OBLES is going to do. It's going to do a lot more than that. So what I'm asking for everyone in here, and everyone is listening on YouTube or elsewhere or recorded, look down deep in your heart. If the homelessness is not, this project that you want to work on, and you have something else in mind that you're very passionate about, start writing down some ideas, gather some people around, because we will need that for the future. This is just the one simple project that we're going to start with. It doesn't mean it's going to stop there. We have OBLES. This is for lifetime, and we're going to change the world. Trust me when we say that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, Shaw, and Julie, and Marie for that question. Thank you very much. So we're going to ask Marty to make his point, give his comments, and also to give closing remarks. Then we're going to ask Julie and Peter and Chris, and then Nerl and I will just close. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Marty.
Anyway, I wanted to piggyback on what the Godfather was saying. Listen, we're all going to be passive when it launches if you really think about it. What are we doing? I mean, even if I set up a web page, I'm going to have the company drive the traffic. What I would recommend people do, stay passive, but when the guest versions come out for certain products, like you'll be able to have free guests. I would send people to the free guest. It's not marketing. You're just saying, hey, try this out. They don't have to pay anything. And if you do that enough and you're passive, it could make things happen for you quicker. That's all. Stop looking at that marketing. Mr. Marketer here isn't going to market either. I'm going to pay the company money to drive more traffic to my site. And I recommend after you fill your pockets and you're pretty happy, you got a smile from ear to ear. In fact, you can't stop smiling. If you have the extra money, give the extra money for the company to drive more traffic. That's all. You're still passive. You're just going to get there quicker. And the biggest part of this company's growth will be in the beginning. It'll only get bigger, but I mean, in the beginning, the harder you hit it, the less you got to hit it, right? 6 months down the road, you'll never have to do anything again, maybe. So use the free version, which is going to be guests. Invite guests. You could do that. It's free. Once they give you their name and their email, they're with you for life. And that's a big deal. Anyway, that's all I wanted to add after listening to the Godfather. Hello, Arthur.
Thank you very much, Marty. And you're allowed to close in one sentence, one thing that you would like to say to founders and also to guests.
Like I said, we're about to turn a page. It's been 3 years for me, over 3 for some a month, some a year. It's happening. We're probably going to hear some pretty big news on Monday, the 21st. Knock people out of their bed. There's passive and then there's knocked out. Wake them up, kick their behind, tell them to be there on Monday. It's always good to hear it firsthand. And Mr. Mufar is working very hard right now, every day. Every day he's in meetings from morning till night. And at night he's in Hyderabad working with the company through the internet. So he's working hard. You won't see him this week probably, but Monday's a big day, I believe. Get everybody there and hear it firsthand. Because you know what happens when you hear a third hand, right? It's not even the same story. Anyway, that's all I got. And thanks for inviting me here.
Thank you very much, Marty. Thank you so much. Julie?
Thank you, Admira. So ONPASSIVE is a done deal. It's simple. It's made with love, right? It's inexpensive and it's gonna last forever. So you take all of that and you wrap together with a heart. That's ONPASSIVE. And if you like to be in our Monday meeting to hear the boom, right? Because there's going to be things that Mr. Ashmore share, and it's really unexpected. He comes and he's just on the row and he does it. And if you want to be in that meeting, if you want to join ONPASSIVE and be the solutions for your current situation, get back with the person who share ONPASSIVE with you and say, I like to sign up, right? I like to be there. That's all I have to say. Thanks, Admira. Thanks so much for having me and all the great leaders here. Appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Julie. Thank you. Peter?
Thank you again for inviting me, Admira and Norel. I really appreciate it. I think we all had great value in here. I do want to add, we all been in different, I'm going to call it like Mr. Ash does always say, different programs elsewhere. I really heard some bad news this morning. A very good friend of mine, he's also his own passive, but he have to make living. So he joined another program, okay, just 5 days ago, okay. He paid $5,600 Today, the website of the program he was in went down forever. He lost all his money. ONPASSIVE, I've been in ONPASSIVE for 3.5 years and it's still here. Like Mr. Ash Mubarak says on Friday, it's been 4 months that O-Founders has 0 downtime, 100% uptime. So this is not a program, folks. If it's not ONPASSIVE, then what? If it's not now, then when? This is your time. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Peter. It just encourages us to stay where we are. ONPASSIVE is the last business you have. Chris Johnson.
Well, how do you follow something like that, Pete? You know what? I'm simple. I'm just an average, simple guy. Worked, retired, and never thought, okay, that was the best I had. Finding out that this is the best that I have right now. The journey for me is every single day. Started for me a year and a half ago, but I've now branched off that journey to many, many different places because I believe ONPASSIVE is going to give us that opportunity to expand our journeys, let's say. So if you're one of those people listening right now that maybe feels the way I did is, all right, this is all I got. This is the best I'm going to get. I'm going to tell you you're wrong because I certainly was wrong. Check this out. You heard what my brother Pete just said. He paid $97 3.5 years ago. His buddy paid a god off of over $5,000 a few days ago, and that money's gone. This is the most secure thing I've ever seen, and it's really going to change us all. But I don't have any more than that. If you feel like you're just like an average person, I'm telling you, you're wrong. You got something in you, and being part of ONPASSIVE will definitely bring it out. But Admira, I apologize for being late. I'm jet lagged, a little tired, and I'm really glad to see all my friends again. And I appreciate every one of you. Back to you, Admira Walker.
Thank you very much. Chris, there is an old adage that says it's better late than never. So we're so very happy that you came. Thank you. Norel?
Admira. Okay, so quickly to finish everything off, we're just going to ask for a few people to give us a small paragraph or 3 words from our founders that speaks from your heart. So I think rather than go through 25, we might just call out half a dozen, Admira, and then we'll finish off from there. So I think Sylvie has something to say. So Sylvie, if you'd like to unmute and give us 3 words or a small paragraph about your thoughts about ONPASSIVE before we finish off today. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Narelle. This is an honor, a privilege, to talk on this great webinar. It was really lovely. And what I have to say is ONPASSIVE is a never seen before. So everyone has to grab this opportunity. And as we were talking about sharing starts from the heart. So whoever is here, don't wait till ONPASSIVE launch to talk about ONPASSIVE to your loved one. We have to start it here and keep going. ONPASSIVE is here to stay. ONPASSIVE is more than a company. ONPASSIVE is more than a community. So we need to take it seriously. It's already happened. And we just, follow the path till the end of the journey. So thank you so very much. It was a great opportunity to be here tonight. And once again, I would like to appreciate all the Leadership Council. Thank you, Nara. Thank you, Admira, for this great webinar.
Thank you, Sylvie. Over to you, Admira, if you'd like to choose somebody.
Okay, Lynn, how about you?
Certainly. What I'd like to say about ONPASSIVE is that it's all about value. ONPASSIVE offers unparalleled value to the world. It's also about granting everyone, I mean everyone, no matter what your standing is in life, true freedom. And true freedom meaning both financial freedom and time freedom. And lastly, I think that it's all about love that emanates from ONPASSIVE, Ash Mufara, and all the founders of this company. And this love is going to be spread around the world to impact humanity in a very positive way. That's what I wanted to share. So come on board. If you're not part of ONPASSIVE yet, join us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
It
I'm
was,
going, yeah, sorry, Admira. I was just going to call out David Switzer because I know that he would have 3 words that he'd like to share. Thank you, David. Or
I think I say more than 3 words.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to say I used to market too quite a bit and for a couple of years, and I tell you the difference between Ash and the other guy that I used to work with. He used to be a CEO in it too, and all he wanted to do is sell you different products all the time, and you pay a lot of money for these products. Where Ash, you don't see that in Ash. I mean, Ash is not trying to push any products on you or nothing like that. I mean, you just pay the $97 and you turn around, you be a customer in it, and that's it. Where the other marketing program I was in, they was always trying to make you buy products and stuff. And some of those products wasn't really cheap. Some of them wasn't cheap. So anyhow, but that's one good thing about Ash. You know, you never hear him talk about money, and that's one good thing. And you can know that he's telling you from his heart because you can feel it. You know, he's being really honest what he's telling you, and he's not trying to talk you into buy something that trying to not talking to spend your money or nothing like that, because Ash is nothing like that. So, but yeah, that other company I was in, Peter, you know, I've lost a lot of money on it too, and that company got shut down too. So, you know, so anyhow, but I'm telling you right now that Ash can, the marketing part, Ash is a lot different between the marketing part, because Ash is never trying to talk you to buy products or nothing like that. Because where the marketing part, you're always trying to, if you don't get the customers, you don't make the money. That's just how it is in marketing. Where the on the ONPASSIVE part, you got AI, so you don't have to do a lot of marketing in it, but maybe upgrade yourself by buying a little bit of traffic with it. But that's about it. So anyhow, yeah, I'm happy to be here, and I just want to enjoy my life, and that's what I'm looking for.
Thank you, David. And yes, I think you're absolutely right there. Admira, would you like to finish up with 1 or 2?
Okay, so my last speak would be Richard. Richard, I know you wanted to say something earlier. Go right ahead.
I love all you beautiful men, women, and children of the world from the bottom of my heart. Oh, look at that. Dr. Benny changed her hair again. ONPASSIVE to me, like I've always said from the beginning since I've been in here, is our God-given heart full of love to be spread worldwide. You know, you look at people today, they have that beautiful heart full of love, but they don't know how to use it because society, TV, news, everything keeps them away from that love, you know? And I don't know what Julie was talking about, having to fill a form, but I already joined the ONPASSIVE Angels with Chris. So to me, ONPASSIVE is everybody's dream. Everybody's dream of freedom. Everybody's dream of having enough and being able to help. We all want to help our neighbors. We all want to help everybody, but we just don't have the income. And that love, Ash Mufara found a way to spread that love again worldwide by forming ONPASSIVE. That's really, really what his goal was. Here he was with his family, buying food and all kinds of things for homeless people, to the point that the homeless people were even picking up donuts and stuff like that from stores that used to throw them away. He made sure that, they weren't being thrown away anymore. And he took that passion and he started ONPASSIVE. And the reason why is because he knows that people have the same heart as he has. That's why everybody's so beautiful, because we all have that heart full of love. And this is the chance that we're going to have to spread that love worldwide. It doesn't matter if you're homeless. It doesn't matter if you don't have any shoes or any food. ONPASSIVE with Oh Bless will supply it. But as everybody always said, don't give them a fish. Teach them how to fish. And that is what ONPASSIVE is teaching us, to teach people how to fish. And I love you all. Big kiss, big hug, and thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Richard. Always a pleasure to have you. Okay, so we're going to have a closing remarks. Narelle, any closing words as we do tonight?
Hi, Admira, and thank you, everyone. Really, I think there are many shared tonight. I think the words from each and every one who have shared have been truly amazing. All you need to do is remember to get in. You are not going to win unless you get in, and you're not going to become a founder if you don't get in. You can sit there and go, I wish I had have, I wish I could have, I should have listened, I could have done this, or I could have done that, but you didn't make the decision. The time is now. As I think Julie shared, if you become a founder now, then you can actually come along to our meeting with our CEO, Mr. Ash Mafara, on the 21st of March. That's US time, EST. It will be in your back office. So remember, reach out, take care of each other, love on one another. We are in it to win it. Thank you, Admira.
Thank you very much, Narelle. And to everyone in our viewing and listening audience, we have come to the end of the journey, in my own words, tonight. This has been a Caribbean webinar where we change lives one at a time. We just want to thank God for the way he has led us tonight. We want to thank Ash Mafara for giving us the opportunity to have such webinars like this one. We want to thank Peter Shaw for gracing us with his presence, for being so supportive as a leader. We want to thank Julie also for always coming and assisting in any way that she could. Thank you very much, Julie. We want to thank Marty, very competent one in ONPASSIVE, always very supportive of our programs, and also the one and only Chris Johnson. We thank you so very much for being here tonight. For all of you who joined, for those who asked questions, who are sharing comments, and those for just being here tonight and, giving us your support and your love. Thank you very much. And may the Lord continue to bless you, and see you next week, same time and same place. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.